So, welcome back to Donald Motors Electrical Services. We are at the end of day one, and so I made my first video at around 5:45 this morning, and right now it's around 7:30 p.m. Certain rewires have a lot of problems, and this is one of them. So, the bathrooms were renovated in this home, and somehow they tried to link outlets to the bathroom power that jumped on the knob and tube somewhere. We had multiple crossovers from Romex to knob and tube, which meant open grounds on the Romexes, which basically means we had to continuity test out every individual pair to guarantee that the knob and tube was remediated, hence a 14-hour day. So I'm going to walk you through it. There's no floor protection on this job because they're resanding, recarpeting. They're basically replacing everything, so we don't need to add floor protection. So if you see that there's dust and debris on the floors, it's because into the contract, we put into the contract that there's no floor protection. So they got a little bit of a credit on their rewire cost. All right, so let's walk this. So these are our to-do lists for each room. Each room will have one now, and that's how we're gonna rewire this place. All right, this is the three-way system. We couldn't go down and around, and the reason why they're this way is because the stud spacings, and that's how we have to go around the studs. All right. So we're still in the preliminary stages. We haven't started fishing wires yet. We have taken down all the old fixtures, and like most homes, like this one has a box, but a lot of the sconces in these homes don't have a box. So we'll go into the dining room. So sconces were big back in the day, and here's one. Here's another one. There's probably a buried box behind this. There's another one. So there's all of our beautiful cloth wire. It's all got to go away. So we're getting started. Here's our fishes. All right. And there's a finished third floor, so we'll be dealing with that. And that is the old side-mounted light fixtures. These are junction boxes that are basically, they had track lighting up here, and they were jumping. You can see how they're crossing 12 wire over to 14. And there's a lot of that in this house. They're doing a lot of, so there was an outlet here that fed onto knob and tube. And so here's one of our crossover positions. There's a buried splice in this box behind here. We can't access it, but we know, we've pinpointed where the crossover is. We're refeeding. All right, and here they don't have center fixtures for this home. It's a long story, but in the 1920s, it was deemed unsophisticated to have a center fixture viewable from the sidewalk out front. So the front bedrooms of some of these older homes in the main line, the fixtures are off to the side. Okay, so it wouldn't be visible from the street. I don't know why. It just was deemed unsophisticated. What can I say? The popular thing to do would be a switched outlet. But here, this is some of the renovation work that was done here. So that's a knob and tube circuit in a closet, and then they jumped Romex off of it. All right, so let's go into another room here. Here's another one. Even though this is Romex, it's not really Romex. It's tied into the knob and tube somewhere. So we have to locate it. So this is the type of work that some of these mainline contractors do. Look at that outlet. There you go. Right at the partition wall. They picked the perfect spot. And they didn't call an electrician to actually remediate the problem at the moment. They just buried it. They left it for us. And lovely pipes. Within the closet, you can tell they didn't really care about their renovation work. It's really slow. Like outside of the closets, it looks gorgeous. So this box here has a crossover to knob and tube. It's about a foot up in the box, and then it comes over, and then it comes out of this box here. But they're only bringing the hot. Somehow they picked up a neutral somewhere else because this neutral was not active. So again, we have to figure out this kind of stuff. Let's go up. Now, this is a renovated area of the house that's 100% renovated, correct. We don't have to touch it. This stuff we have to touch. So this is the handiwork they're doing here. And let me see your flashlight. So it's hard to see, but there's no box, but they're running MR16 halogens on, they have MR16 halogen bulbs running on the knob and tube circuit. Now, if that's not a recipe for disaster, I don't know what is. The amount of heat an MR16 puts off is it'll melt your skin before you actually feel the burn. That's how hot they get. So third floor, this was just an utter nightmare with what's going on here. We figured it out, but we should have been cutting by noon, and we weren't really cutting until 4 p.m. So now we're starting to get the rewire done. Starting to. So like all this Romex they have here isn't real Romex. Like it's Romex, but it's tied into knob and tube. So we can't use it until we completely isolate the circuit. So even though there's Romex, we can't bring a wire up from the panel and jump onto it because we don't know where our crossover on the knob and tube is. So if we did, we would basically we would backfeed the knob and tube, which could be even more dangerous. So what we have to do, we have to isolate the Romex, continuity test each line out, verify the continuity is correct, and then we can refeed it as soon as we find the crossover. If we can find the crossover, we can dead end the crossover and then refeed the Romex, and it will be okay. Sometimes it's not worth it. Sometimes it's better just to gut it all and just start running new wires. It depends. I think we're going to be able to salvage some of the Romex, but the labor hours are going to be in continuity testing on making sure it's correct, and then we'll start rewiring. So this is the end of day one. Thank you for watching. God bless. It's a long day. Hopefully day number 2 we'll have a lot more progress. Take care. Bye-bye.